Right, IRC is fired up.
All right, we are
King's a little bit babbling. Basically, it's we can't help you. Save us all from all the problems ever.
All right, so it looks like they're starting out with the herb, the fighter's ring, and of course, you always get the magic key. So that's always going to be a test on the top. We're going to check some, and we don't have any spells either.
No spells, but strength respectable. Each piece a bit low, but 10-13, they'll be able to fight most Zone 0 monsters without too much trouble.
Alrighty, and it looks like we can go to the north or the south. AmazingToaster has decided to go north into the desert to do a little grinding. The desert's significant because of all the different tiles in the overworld. It has the high counter rates, so most likely to is that up there.
Tricky in different spots, one south, one north, but same effect and almost same time. Again, a crit of all enemies a wasted crit upon is the weakest enemy in the game.
And this is extremely early for J-Man to run into what we like fun police. That is the red dragon.
But no real options, so gotta fight weak enemies and still no. The red dragon being there is significant. That means which can be is right there and full of dragons, which could mean the world may have a lot of dragons lurking around.
Unfortunately, J-Man ran into a scorpion, which is just a little tough for him to handle. He has taken another death.
Scorpions are odd because they have a pretty low hit points, but they have very high agility, so they're hard to run from, and they take left defense or basically one-on-one in this game. They both work together hand in hand. So scorpion enemies are unique in that they're hard to run from, and they take a beating more than you'd expect. Not from hit points, just from, you hit them and they swing for 10 less damage than the average enemy.
Alrighty. 6, 7, 4, and 25. Wow. A big level up over on JH of magic points. Not going to do any good because they don't know. But nice once they do kick in. Looks like AmazingToaster has gotten to level 3 and has learned both hurt and outside. So that's good. Oh, but he takes his for a bit too tough for him, especially in his.
Alrighty, so again, Toaster wanders a bit farther away and immediately finds a wizard, which is, gets away. It's a endgame enemy, and somehow escapes being trashed by it.
Alright, looks like AmazingToaster is going to try to bump his way around in whatever cave he has discovered here to figure out what's going on.
Do a quick walk around. Besides, it's not worth the trouble. I think it's Tablet Cave, but I'm not sure Toaster knows how to do it in the dark. And that can be a problem because no monsters.
And the Druid Lord had no trouble knocking AmazingToaster down, so he will be sent back to the castle.
Alright, so Toaster's got a few spells, but nothing about healing yet. That's the main problem in this game where you can't dodge. Healing is paramount. Alright, Scorpions. So Toaster thought he had a warm from the Scorpion with the spell, because hurt does a damage range, so defense doesn't matter. Scorpion thought about it for 5 seconds and replied with Dragon Lord Breath. And the skeletons have sleep, so mid-tier enemies that are like one step above the bottom level there, have some nasty side effects.
Yeah, sleep is something you never want to see in enemies, but when you're starting out, it can be kind of discouraging to have to take some enemies out of your range as far as what you can level up on.
Here we go. Test of using hurt. No uses hurt too much in these randomizer seeds. Usually by the time you have it, you're much stronger than a base level character. But a hurt does hit harder than a barefisted warrior until quite some time. And ooh, down to the south is Rimmildar.
Yep, Rimmildar is significant because it is a place where you can buy magic keys, which are going to be very important throughout the course of this run. But if he decides to dip out of Rimmildar and immediately gets greeted by a very rude rogue scorpion who sends him back to the castle.
And they touched on the problem of not having enough money to buy a key. So, location is great, but you gotta find some of that cash.
And of course, every time you die, you lose half of the gold that you're currently carrying, so that is definitely a setback, especially at this juncture in the game.
Alright. J-Man wandering around the caves, in the tablet cave, and finds an herb at the very bottom. J-Man showing the courage to do tablet cave in the dark, and risking the quote-unquote soft lock of being stuck in a cave where you can't see, and enemies can't kill you. Having outside helps, though.
Another skeleton death there for J-Man on the right-hand side, which keeps getting sent back. I don't know if J-Man doesn't seem to have discovered Rimmildar to the south yet, I don't think.
No, it's past the desert too, so there's a lot of powerful enemies to the south, and you have to walk through a really high frequency damage area to get to it. So, again, you saw it one step out of town for Toaster, and a rogue scorpion mauled him.
Ooh, Toaster leveling up here, getting 19 HP, notable from that level up, so that always helps, especially in the early stages. Ooh, man, oh my goodness. J-Man found a red dragon and now has found a golem for his troubles. That is not what you want to see.
So, two of the ultimate monsters, per se. They're definitely the cream of the crop when it comes to monsters to destroy you. The golem was a in-game mini-boss, and the red dragon is the most terrifying basic enemy they can put out there for you. Just on stats alone. Not even counting abilities they may have in their back pocket. Even the skeletons themselves are they're the kings of the first continent. They're the challenge on the right side. When you're heading to a Rimmildar the first time. They are the ones who gatekeep the swamp cave.
Looks like J-Man is going to get a level here.
So despite the death being pretty common, there's definitely plenty of experience points to be gained. Enemies you are fighting are dangerous, but they are pretty well... the scorpions, the skeletons, do pay off pretty well for experience points when they're actually allowed to be killed.
Yeah, what also pays off is having that hurt spell, especially with no weapon and being low level. It is a great way to do respectable damage in, maybe 2 or 3 turns to these enemies. You like these skeletons that give you 25 experience points. Drolls are going to be pretty much in the same territory, so this is going to be a great way for J-Man to get fat here.
Alright, Toaster has saved us some money and survived the walk to Rimmildar again, and will now buy some keys.
Looks like he can only afford 2, but 2 is a good start.
2 gets you to the treasury and gets you into the key shop into Tangel. You roll a dice on the treasury. If you find any kind of money or any kind of extra keys in there, you get a key fund and go to the right side.
Well, it looks like AmazingToaster is going to get a chance to do that right now as he gets sent back with a death by that skeleton.
Yeah, so skeletons, again, they are... Early game when you have low HP, being attacked by a monster as of low or medium power doesn't seem scary in a straight fight. When you can't respond to it for 4 or 5 rounds, then it ends up being fatal.
Alright, so first box there gives us the Stones of Sunlight. That's a key item. We always like to see that. Couple torches, and gold in the bottom right chest. Now that's going to be significant in case AmazingToaster is going to want to do a gold grind eventually. He's going to want to keep a mental note that the bottom right chest is the one that he will want to use for that. Because he's gotten that gold, he can come right here to this gentleman at the desk, and he's going to... I'm guessing he's just going to fill up on keys here. Might as well.
You got the money? Do it now before you get killed by another skeleton. Anyway, game crash course. We have found the first required item of the game. So, again, Giant Warrior, your goal is to find... Oop, and Fairy Water in the free cave, unfortunately.
Yeah, J-Man's freebie was kind of a bust. And in the basement of Tangential, we have the Staff Cave. So once Amazing Toaster acquires the Silver Harp, he will be going back there at some point to turn it in for the Staff of Rain, another key item.
Alright, so now we found that as well. Double time for Giant Warrior Crash Course. So to beat the game, let's kill the Dragon Lord, of course. But to get the Dragon Lord, you have to get to his castle. But to get to his castle, you need a Rainbow Drop. To get the Rainbow Drop, you need the Stones of Sunlight and the Staff of Rain. To get the Staff of Rain, you need the Silver Harp. And to make it all work together and have the guy give you a Rainbow Drop, you need a token that says, "Hi, my name is Erdrick." So you gotta find all these little items in the world, and probably the armor, and probably the big sword, and then maybe, just maybe, go to Charlock and fight a Dragon Lord.
Alrighty, an herb there in the Tablet Cave does no good.
Alright, so J-Man, again, is going to wander around the world, finds a town a little bit to the north. Finds Garanham, which is not great without keys, but it's definitely a place to stop at and recharge the batteries.
We do see that there is magic armor available there. That might be something to take a note of if Erdrick's armor is elusive.
Yeah, Erdrick's armor could be in 3 different spots. It could be in coal, below the spring. It could be on the world map in a random spot found by the old man in Cantlin. Or it could be behind the enemy in Hawk's Nest. And trust me, you need to have the armor to win the game.
Looks like J-Man is making the most of their visit here to Garanham to stock up on a couple herbs and getting the Dragon Scale.
Alright, Dragon Scale is basically defensive fighter's ring. Gives you +2 defense power. And the best part is you can sell it when you're done. And keep it.
You know, you can sell it, and it is a good way to get a little bit of your money back. I have seen some people actually keep the Dragon Scale after using it, because it is an item that you can use in battle. It does nothing except give you a blank turn, which is nice if you are trying to Death Warp to do a gold grind. Whereas if you play like the Fairy Flute or the Silver Harp or whatnot, those are going to be time-consuming animations, whereas the Dragon Scale is just a little bit of text and it's nice and quick.
There are all options for Death Warping. You wonder why you want to die in combat. If you have Urge's armor, or you're very strong, and Mountain Cave is full of really weak enemies, and you have to die to get that silver shield, so you gotta do it somehow.
Exactly. Cursed Belt is behind the doors in Rimmildar here. That's not what we wanted to see. Let's see what the weapon and armor shop has. Oh, very little. Large shield is maybe the only thing there that we actually kind of care about, so that's kind of a womp.
Yeah, in many seeds, large shield ends up being your end game equipment. Silver shield is out there sometimes. Some seeds don't have it at all, but the cost is prohibitive. If you cannot die instead of gold grind, it's really tricky to even get your hands on that. You basically have to play the seed and not die once to save that kind of gold up over the course of a seed.
And we all know how often deathless Dragon Warrior randomizer seeds happen.
I bought my monthly pass for the Death Subway, so you just punch it and walk through.
Yeah, exactly. You get your lifetime subscription.
Very dangerous enemies just outside the first few zones. Throw scorpions, golems, dragons. Basically, if you're outside of the home base area, you're getting pummeled by really powerful enemies.
Definitely a dangerous proposition, but finding Druins here on Amazing Toaster side, Drolls on J-Man's side, these are pretty much the range of enemies we want to be at right now. Given our level, about 5-6, only have the hurt spell, no weapons. Dracumas are another great one, skeletons too. These are really the enemies we want to be seeing.
Yeah, Dracuma's pretty soft. No, the work involved not really worth the reward, but they're soft enough to do damage to them and not fight back too hard. Skeletons, they don't cast sleep, which seems to be a pretty common proposition for them. Ooh, Sparkle Bridge. Sorry, I got distracted. But again, skeletons have the means to stop you pretty good. Oh, stop spell. So skeletons might be safer to fight now.
Mm-hmm.
with the stop spell.
You know, and this might actually be a good opportunity to discuss enemy abilities here. So they are, with the exception of the Dragon Lord in both forms, the enemy abilities are going to be completely randomized, not only in the spells that they can cast, but also in some other abilities that have to do with breathing fire. Let's actually hold that thought, because it looks like J-Man might be discovering a new town here, and we'd like to see what it is. It is Cantolin. Alrighty. So, a couple things we're going to do here. First of all, let's check the weapon shop, see what's there. We have a flame sword. That's nice. Gonna go ahead and buy a small shield. Might as well. But the other thing that we're gonna... Oh, no. J-Man does not... Oh, J-Man does have keys. I'm sorry. If the tracker is true. So it'll be interesting to see if J-Man tries to go down and get the coordinates. Healing is going to be a very significant issue here. So let's see. Here we go. It's going to go ahead and buy some herbs. This is going to be helpful to get across the damage tiles that are going to be... Oh, never mind. Not going to go get the coordinates.
Yeah, I'm not sure J-Man has keys. J-Man might not have gotten south yet.
Okay, the tracker says key access, so I thought maybe I missed it.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. J-Man has always gone to, other than that first foray south where he got murdered by a dragon, they've always gone north since then.
Gotcha.
The coordinates are important. The coordinates can place a spot in the world which has an item. It can be the flute, the token, or just armor. Or you'll make it say, you're fine, go fight somebody. And there's nothing out there. So that's almost sometimes a good thing to hear. And depending on the numbers he tells you, it might be a bad thing to hear. Because you gotta find the princess, use her to track where you are in the world, and attempt to find that item on the ground. Or you can be really crazy and count yourself.
Right. So, AmazingToaster has purchased a copper sword here. Give himself a little more muscle when it comes to fighting enemies. And it looks like he's found the zone that he wants to be in for grinding. He is definitely very deliberately staying around Rildar here and doing his fighting.
In Rildar, you have skeletons, some middle and high tier scorpions, the Drakeemas keep showing up. Down by that mountain range on the right side, if it goes a little too far to the right, that's where the red dragon popped up before. So there's another zone lurking close by. You gotta be careful about that. I guess more on enemy abilities. So the enemies can have up to 2 spells or abilities. They can have, basic fighting ability. They can have a spell cast on you. They have a spell that's frequency. So you can have a spell cast 75% of the time, 25% of the time, 50% of the time. They can have spells that cast only when they're weak. Like heal more, they'll cast only when they're at a certain threshold of health. And a lot of enemies, if they have stop spell or sleep, will cast that repeatedly until it lands, and then proceed to do another attack action. So they can be programmed to have AIs where they have to, my first action is to put you to sleep, and then I'll attack you, or then I'll cast, hurt more repeatedly. So some enemies have that built-in logic to them.
The secondary weapon shop in Cantolin has a silver shield, so should a gold grind come into play, that might be a place for them to visit.
Like I said, the skeleton here wants to cast sleep really bad. It almost will not attack you unless it puts you to sleep. So by stop spell happening, Toast's getting a free fight against the skeleton.
Yeah, the enemy AI does not recognize the fact that their spells are continually failing. They have a great amount of perseverance in that regard. Looks like, wow, J-Man is trying to get a big reward here from fighting an Axe Knight at only level 7. Heal More is what's making this possible. Heal More and trying to hurt its way into a victory. It is going to be a race to the bottom of its magic point pool to see if he can actually pull this off. Because if he can, then this is going to be quite the reward. And he has. Excellent. 130 experience. At this juncture, that is a big, big amount.
The time invested is definitely worth the trouble. And it's made possible by A, having Heal More, which is a fantastic spell to have at any time, and B, a huge HP boost in the last 2 levels. I've gone from 30, 40 to 77. So they have a huge HP pool. Toasters hit level 7 as well. So both of them are very capable of taking on heavier enemies now and withstanding once you can survive a hit and a swing back and heal yourself, you can have a fight go on for quite some time.
Indeed, and you know, boy, being here at Cantlin with the Heal More spell, J-Man has everything that he needs in order to get those coordinates, except for the key, which is hopefully does not elude him for too much longer, so that he can get what he needs here.
Yeah, the key is very important here, and I'm pretty confident. Unfortunately, J-Man has not gone south. Therefore, has not seen Rimmildar.
Alrighty, just like AmazingToaster, J-Man is going to buy a copper sword to give himself a little more oomph with the attack.
Toaster digs a little too deep, gets killed, and heads back to the throne room.
Yeah, he had basically completely run out of magic points, so it was only a matter of time.
Alright, and the rate. So rate's a bit, an angry skeleton, higher HP, higher attack power. Again, doesn't see any abilities. So skeleton was a little scary, but it's waiting to sleep. The rate seems to be just a punching machine.
Alrighty, and a level up here is going to give no response speed or agility, but it's going to give 18 HP and 15 MP, as well as a new spell, which appears as Repel. So, all in all, I'd say that was a pretty good level.
I'll take it. J-Man is approaching endgame HP levels, and MP is becoming very robust. So, HP, if you're at 18, 87, 96. So, one more hit point, and Dragon Lord becomes feasible to survive a fire breath and heal yourself. So, HP will not be a problem this deep.
Yeah, it does not appear so.
Yeah, there's 95 HP already, so that is feasible. If you have the other stats and the gear, Dragon Lord is viable at 95 HP.
Now, I'm looking at J-Man. They've got 66 MP. Boy, if they could find a level up with Hurt More pretty soon, then that pretty much is going to give him free range to go just about anywhere on the map that he pleases, and he's not going to be too dangerous. So, let's see if he finds that soon.
Yeah, outside the dragons resist spells to an extent. Demon Knights don't care about magic. Wizards don't care too much, and the Golem ignores magic a lot. Armor Knight can, but it's a rare chance. But we found another red dragon.
And the red dragon is breathing fire. However, it is what we like to refer to as baby breath, meaning it is the much lesser of the two fire-breathing abilities that we can encounter here. Not going to take a chance with the run. Going to refuel all the way up to 95 HP. That's going to give him ample opportunities to try to run away again. Boy, only a couple more heal mores left. Got to get out of there soon.
You're seeing the difference here. The baby breath early game is terrifying because it's set damage, it's nasty, but it's somewhere between like 11 and 22. Compared to the physical attack of the dragon doing like 40-something, 50-something damage, like you want that dragon to breathe on you. Like please, please, please light me on fire. Don't swing your tail at me. Don't use your claws. Just ignite me.
So this is why we have termed the red dragon the fun police. I counted, I think it was 13 or 14 run attempts there that all failed. So, especially early on, if you encounter one of those dragons, it is pretty much a guaranteed death, because there's no way you can go toe-to-toe with them. They are just going to chew you up because they have so many hit points. So running is your only option, but sometimes even that is not even an option either. Aha! Now we have J-Man coming down here and finding Rimmildar. I'm sure he's going to get the keys that he needs. He's headed there right now. And let's see if, knowing where Cantlin is, if they move straight there to try to get those coordinates, and see if, hopefully, maybe it's something that's fairly close by. Maybe they find Erdrick's armor and gives them it could potentially give them a big early advantage.
Again, J-Man has seen Cantlin. I believe they've seen Garenham, which has the back door as well. The castle house and treasury. So keys are, once you had them, you'll spend them. Toaster, meanwhile, is still on level 7, grinding up, getting close. The fight that J-Man had against that Axe Knight that gave him 130 experience points is a huge boost versus fighting ghosts or skeletons, which are like, ghosts are about 5 or 6, skeletons are like 28. So the time spent versus the reward was tremendous for the Axe Knight.
Indeed, and so J-Man has acquired his Stones of Sunlight as well. He is going to go refill keys, and just like AmazingToaster did, is going to find the Staff Cave here in the Tantagel basement.
It's very good for the runners, because finding caves in the overworld can be dangerous. They're very small, and you have very limited view on the overworld. If you have a weird curve you go around to, or you miss a mountain range somewhere, and the very back of that mountain range is a little cave somewhere. Is that the jerk? Is that the Stab Cave? So you get to find these things to beat the game. So having it right in the back of Tantagel is a real boost. One less thing you gotta worry about. Alright, Jen, back to the Moldar. Probably to open that. Yeah, the bomb 2 there to make sure that chest is empty.
Right. Right. Yeah, you never know when that's going to hold something that you need. We know it's not. It's just a cursed belt. J-Man taking some time to ponder the acquisition of the cursed belt, and now has decided to leave.
Toast getting close to level 8. Still grind the desert, and it's still a safe play. Toaster has seen a few more things, has less gear. It's a little hard to say. Toaster has the keys, has the sword. Both his own sunlight now. And
so naturally, after taking 13 or 14 attempts to run from the red dragon before, the next time he encounters one, runs away on the first try.
Running away is possible. It's never impossible to run from an enemy. I think you can run from the Dragon Lord. Deal one of the you can actually escape from. But it's a matter of the disparity of agility is so extreme. Let's see. There's nice stats. Red dragons, 90 agility. So having double your agility makes it, not in your favor to run for sure. But losing that many times in a row, it's a little hard to imagine.
Alrighty, J-Man going to hurt his way to a victory over the Rogue Scorpion. That's a pretty decent haul and experience there, so don't fault him for taking the time to do that.
It's nice mid-game to end-game, because the weakest enemy that will guarantee die to our hurt more. So it's the most reward for the least risk. Obviously there are bigger fish out to the fry, but when you cast hurt more, it probably won't dodge, and it will certainly die to it.
So I believe we have yet to discover any enemies that use Hurt More or Dragon Lord Breath themselves, which is kind of worrisome because that means we're more likely to find them on the back end of this seed, which could make things like, I don't know, trying to walk through Charlock a bit challenging if you're trying to conserve your MP.
Yeah, the Red Dragon, to our knowledge, has Basic Fight and Baby Breath. There's still a small chance that the Red Dragon could say, oh, I'm at low hit points, let me cast Heal More. I could be on the field still. And now we're seeing some higher end enemies. We're seeing some Stone Men, Wraith Knights. So we're seeing a little more of the higher class enemies come out to play as we get farther from the castle.
Ooh, 10 power for that level up for J-Man. That is nice.
It's basically into a broadsword for free. So you kill a bunch of enemies, and they said, "Here, have this broadsword. We'll put it right into your biceps."
Alrighty, and it looks like cave here.
In the mountain cave, we have immediately a Charlock class enemy, the werewolf.
But unfortunately discovering it with only 6 magic points in the bank, so not going to be able to use those heal mores. Meanwhile, it looks like we have a swamp cave over on Amazing now on the second continent.
Toaster's moved on to the next world.
Ooh, and Erdrick's sword is there in the second floor of the mountain cave.
So I've done 2 races today, commentary-wise, and the sword's in the same chest both races.
We've also found the silver harp, as well as a magic key. Okay, that's not too bad. 1 chest left to get.
Alright, so... And J-Man knows that in Titano Castle is the Harp Cave, so the Staff of Rain is basically theirs.
Yes, it is.
You've seen the tremendously huge attack boost of that Urgent Sword. I bet you previously Jay would be doing 2 or 3 damage to these wizards in combat, now doing 14 to 20.
Popping that herb does not want to lose the opportunity to see what this final chest is.
The Roscope is a bit scary. It has a higher HP pool.
Ooh, just 1 herb left. Can he last to get to that chest? Druid Lord probably won't stop him. Alright, what do we got here? We have wings, okay.
The Mountain Cave has the goods, though. Urgent Sword and the Silver Harp, so Mountain Cave is definitely a requirement. Toaster escaping the clutches of a red dragon. Exploring the southern part of the map now. J-Man fighting the Scorpion. J-Man might actually behoove them to die here and do a gold grind.
We do know that he saw where the silver shield is. Where did we see magic armor? Did we see that in Rimbledar?
That was in Garanham.
Oh, Garanham, I'm sorry.
So all more reason to get more gold. Because we know where the ultimate gear is lying.
Alright, well there's the death for J-Man, so let's see what the play is from here. We know he's got magic keys, so let's see what he chooses to do.
Alright, so here's how the grind works. The game's memory is limited. It's an old game for sure. So once you open up chests, I believe the number is 8, you can no longer remove chests from the map and put it in memory as, by the way, the chest is now gone. So it just remains there forever. So once you open, Mountain Cave, the first floor, 1 chest, second floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you go to the throne room, and there's 3 chests at the end of the game, but it marks them as opened. So you go to the throne room, and that's 6, 7, and 8. So now all these chests are a free game.
J-Man was fortunate to have collected all 5 chests before doing that Death Warp, because the last chest that he opened here in the treasury was the one with the gold. Now, had he only opened maybe like 1 or 2, then he might have lost the or if he, and let's say he opened the gold chest first, then he would have lost the opportunity to do the grind. But when he tried to open the first chest here and saw that it was gone, he could have just gone straight to that bottom right chest. He didn't need to do the other 2. But he found it eventually, and now he is... it looks like he is going to get the money to get both the Silver Shield and the Magic Armor, because 14,800 is all you need for the Silver Shield, and he is clearly going well past that. So I would expect him to go out and get both. And once he does, he is going to be in really good shape, especially with all these hit points and the and to heal more to go out and do damage. Not to mention the Erdrick sword as well.
Yeah, stats are still a little lacking in the actual strength and agility department. But you're only level 9, you have time to develop those. So you have plenty of time to do that. You're going to save the gold, be safe in case something crazy happens on the way you walk into Garenham in Mildar.
J-Man going for the best stats that money can buy. Also doing a very smart thing here and saving his game. This is something you very rarely will see when you're playing the Dragon Warrior Randomizer. However, when you have the gold grind, if you die, then all that hard work goes bye-bye. So better be safe than sorry, and just go ahead, pop a save in case you run into like Fun Police or maybe an Armored Knight or something like that. Blue Dragon you can't run from, and preserve that gold should you be unfortunate.
Yep, there are plenty of ways to die in this game. So, however, J-Man just walks straight, uncontested, all the way across the map to Garenham.
Alright, so there's the magic armor.
So magic armor is basically the full plate and defense, but also every 4 steps you heal a hit point, you take less damage from hurt spells. It's not quite as crazily good as the Urge's armor. Not in defense, not in recovery, and not in protection. But it definitely helps you doing, it's much better than having nothing on at all.
Ooh, Erdrick's token has been discovered here in Garenham's treasury. That's nice to know. There was also an herb that he picked up, and some gold. But now let's see what is in the stairs behind it.
I'm really unfortunate that the jerk's back here, because they were at the castle. They could have traded in the staff right there, right for the staff in the castle before they came here. So if they walk back here again, it's going to be a waste of time.
And it is indeed the jerk.
Alright, so getting a little excited there about the gold and getting things done. They could have, for free, solved that problem already. It's not a huge waste of time, but 4 minutes here and there can add up. Meanwhile, Toaster is still grinding away, still behind experience as well. So J-Man is not only exploring more and accomplishing more, getting more done item-wise, they've also maintained the experience lead. It's good to balance in this game, killing your enemies, get your experience points up, and get stronger over time, while exploring the map as best you can.
Yeah, clearly the advantage is on J-Man's side here, in really just about any way you slice it. Equipment, experience points, exploration. Yeah, I mean this is a decided lead on his side, but that doesn't mean that anything is in the bag yet, not by a long shot.
Toaster into a town, gets ambushed by a dragon, which takes him down.
Alrighty, so now he's making the dip into Cantlin. Let's see what the coordinates are. Oh no, he's going to get the Silver Shield first. That's the first order of business for sure. There we go.
Alright, now with Humor on the table, certainly worth going down here and seeing what's up.
Alright, so let's see what he has to say. May go and search. 16 south, 22 east. Not too bad. I would imagine that they're going to forego Gwaelin here. That's not too tough to find. I don't remember offhand what the terrain looks like northeast of the castle, but I would like to see J-Man go for it. Again, it was 16 north and 22 east. Oh, I'm sorry, 16 south, 22 east. I'm sorry, I made
The question here is, does that mountain range stop you?
Yeah. It might. We will see. Looks like AmazingToaster has found the mountain cave. That's going to be very good for him, as we already know.
Yep, so as far as the first floor gets downstairs, there's a harp and a sword waiting for him. Oh Lord, I was for the balloon.
J-Man measuring out the coordinates, trying to see how far they can get and what they're going to need to do here.
I'm thinking they're past the mountains, right in that spot there.
Okay, he's measuring it out again.
There are many games you can terraform the world. There's Populous, there's Evo, there's Simirith. But right where you can't do that, you have to deal with what they give you. Wow, another level, another whole bunch of magic points, so the raw stats are looking pretty good now. HP is well beyond what you need. Magic is approaching almost perfect levels.
Is there a mountain range completely cutting off that land? And that's what he's looking at. Okay, he's trying to eyeball it to see where that's at. Now, if this is going to be a case of that part is essentially on the second continent, then if his eyeballs deceive him, then we will most likely need to rescue Gwaelin. I don't know if I don't think J-Man has seen the swamp cave yet, so this could be interesting.
And obviously J-Man can quickly find that and then adapt to it, because if J-Man spends a lot of time trying to solve this riddle and ends up being a flute, it could be a real good chance for Toast to catch back up. Toast finds Garenham.
Now he went into the. I'm sorry. I was busy watching. I was busy watching J-Man try to figure out the search spot. I did not see if Toaster went all the way through the mountain cave and got everything he needed in there. And we know that he's definitely going to want to get everything that's in there. He's about to get his Erdrick's token here in the Garenham treasury.
Alright, heading north here to the Jerk Cave. Yep, Toast knows is there and decides, let me head back home and see what I have here. But like J-Man does not actually go to the Harp Cave, so I'm wondering if he did indeed skip the rest of that cave. Yeah, unfortunately, we're both looking at the map making going on the other side of the screen. Toast heading back to the cave. He's trying to go back to the other side of the mountain. He's going to the mountain cave again.
Okay, yeah, I believe he's already gotten the freebie, so no interest in that.
That's a bit lost. Ooh, look at this generous raid we got from RPG Limit Break.
Yes, everyone coming over from RPG Limit Break, thank you so much for joining us. You are watching another Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament here. This one between AmazingToaster and jman1865. Let's give you a little recap so you can find out what you have missed here. So far, we know in the Tantigel basement, we've got the Staff Cave. Behind Garenham, we have the Jerk. So both of our turn-in spots are in the basements. As far as key items go, we have found the Stones of Sunlight. That was in the Tantigel treasury. Both Erdrick's sword and the silver harp were in the second floor of the mountain cave, and Erdrick's token was found in the Garenham treasury. So that gets us to where we are now. AmazingToaster is going to go ahead and turn in that harp that he got in the mountain cave, and that is going to give him his Staff of Rain. He also has the token too, so he is actually ready to get the rainbow drop.
Yep, he's discovered the location in Garenham. J-Man knows of the cave in the bottom of Sandal, has not gone back to it. So J-Man's choosing to not cash in the harp.
At least not yet.
J-Man, I believe, is fighting a dragon. It's probably the guardian of... Yep. Not the guardian, no. I thought it was the guardian of the small cave.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, a ton of experience points, though. You gotta kill more, you got a big sword, you have a whole ton of hit points. Not to mention magic armor, silver shield. So yeah, by all means, bring it on, dragon.
Yeah, it's not going to get any better than that. Oh, he wasn't even in the swamp cave. Ah, now we found coal. All right, let's see what we search here to see if it's even, because if he finds Erdrick's armor here, then he can forget that spot. And Erdrick's armor, there it is. Alrighty. So Erdrick's armor is in the search spot in coal.
Right.
So that means that we are going to find a fairy flute at the search spot, and I don't think that J-Man is going to put the time and effort into acquiring that, considering how much trouble it was going to be. So, boy, J-Man is pretty much in go mode here.
Yep,
Just
all
needs to
J-Man's.
get that staff, get that drop, and good.
Staff and drop, and where the heck is Charlock at? We haven't seen it yet. Other than that, you're good to go.
This is true. Neither of them have stumbled across it yet.
Alright, Toas's level 10. With the stat gains, and the stat gains are crazy in certain areas, but kind of slow in others. So strength may be a problem at the end of the seed. It's been going up really slowly after that first big boost they had.
Yeah, J-Man has definitely got some grinding in his future. Ah, here's Hawksness. Not really sure what is gonna be of any consequence here. I mean, perhaps this is just an easy fairy flute?
I mean,
We'll
I
see.
found 47 more viewers.
Yeah, on the heels of the raid from RPG Limit Break, we've got a raid from the Free Enterprise group. From one randomizer family to another. Thank you very much for that raid. Everyone coming over from Free Enterprise, you are watching the Dragon Warrior Randomizer 2019 tournament. This is a round one matchup between AmazingToaster and jman1865. And things are getting pretty interesting over here on J-Man's side as he is taking on this golem, or maybe not. Maybe saying, yeah, no, we won't worry about that. So let's just leave the fairy flute be, should that be what's actually there.
It might also be empty as well. There's also a chance you'll fight that spot, kill the enemy, and then nothing is home. So maybe a good grind spot later on. Move where it's at and come back here for a golem. If the golem is a vanilla golem and doesn't do anything besides punch you, it can be worth it later. But we'll see how this plays on.
Alrighty. J-Man finding Breckenary that is inconsequential at this juncture for him.
Yep, J-Man, again, just looking for, where is Charlock?
He is going into some uncharted territory. This is some area that I do not recognize, so he is definitely increasing his chances of stumbling across it. The telltale way that you know you have found Charlock is you're going to see, I believe it's a 7x7 block of gray tiles that you normally see in the walls of dungeons, but it's going to be surrounding Charlock. So as soon as you see one of those blocks, which you would never see anywhere else on the overworld, you know immediately that is where the final dungeon is located. The Big C.
Yes, that's our new name from last night. Sparkover, in a fit of inspiration, yelled out, "The Big C!" And it's been that way ever since.
Well, if Sparko wants to name it that, then far be it from us to... and boy, couldn't even finish the sentence before we see the bottom part of that C. So there it is. The Big C, as Sparkover has dubbed it, has been located by J-Man. So now let's see. Oh, well, no, he hasn't turned in the harp yet. So he does not have the rainbow drop, but at least he knows where it is. That's 90% of what he needs to do. So let's see what he opts to do at this point. If he's just going to run on back and get the stuff he needs to go right on in.
I mean, I'd say cash turn, cash in your harp, and see who's down there. Why not? You're way below stats fighting Dragon Lord, but you can go there and grind against the best enemies in the game. Or choose your spy tile. Choose your Swamp Cave tile, hit the boss there. Go Hawk's Nest, fight that golem some more. Figure out what's up. Okay, Lapkin. So Lapkin, south of Tangel, very close, was Rimuldar with keys. Tangel had nothing too important inside of it. The basement, however, is the Silver Harp Cave. Garanham has the Jerk in the back of the cave and had the token in the treasury. The Mountain Cave had the Silver Harp and Erdrick's sword. Cole had Erdrick's armor. And the Stones of Sunlight were found, I believe... Where are the stones at again?
The Stones of Sunlight were in the Tangential Treasury.
Oh, they were in the treasury. Okay, so that was important.
Oh no, so I don't know if you mentioned it, but Erdrick's token was in the Garanham Treasury.
Yes, definitely. And for determining by... We have the Hawk's Nest spot guarded by Golem, which no one's tried to fight yet. And the map spot, which is behind a mountain range, which might require a really long trek to find the back door to it. Somewhere it has a flute, and one has nothing. But I would assume since there's coordinates, the flute has to be on the map.
Right, so... And... Toaster going in here to get those coordinates is going to only discover consternation once he tries to get whatever it is that the old man here is pointing him towards, and we know at best it is going to be the fairy flute, so that could be a big time sink that is really, really going to put Toaster, honestly, further back than he already is, so it'll be interesting to see if he does indeed capitalize on those coordinates.
Yeah, Cole's in a really... Might be right there. It's a really little notch of the map that just bends down nowhere and cuts off to get to the Cole. So, J-Man almost found it. That is Cole right, for J-Man's screen right now. It's the far edge of the map, far east on the coast, and one little outcropping. So Toast's been nowhere near that spot yet.
I'm looking here at the discrepancy in the experience. J-Man now with 3,500 plus. I mean, pretty much double what Amazing Toaster has. I would say at this juncture, this is J-Man's race to lose.
Yes, J-Man has... The other thing stopping J-Man from finishing the race right now is a few levels and the refusal to go home and cashing in the heart for a staff. That's really all stopping them right now. Well, J-Man has been walking the world and murdering things since level 7. And Toaster's been much more timid about the process. Yep, so simple enough. As soon as J-Man decides to either find a good grind spot, which... I went for a grind spot. Let me hunt for the Swamp Cave and see if the spike tile is there. Honestly, I think just find a good spot and kill monsters.
Yeah, and unfortunately, neither... at least I don't think so. I didn't see in J-Man's spells list there. I did not see Hurt More, so... if that's something that he is able to learn soon, that's going to make his grind even faster should he choose to go that route.
J-Man grinding around here. Enemies are, pretty potent, and their sword does a lot of damage to them. But again, Hurt More speeds up the process really fast. If J-Man ever comes out with Hurt More, forget it. Usually experience points triple in like 10 minutes.
wondering what J-Man is doing right now. I mean, he has everything he needs for go mode.
I have to assume J-Man
I wonder-
has forgotten.
Yeah. Or unless something's marked. I'm pretty sure everything is marked off properly on the tracker. So unless they've just forgotten, he must have just forgotten that the staff cave is in the Tangible basement.
That's all I had to think about, because they've been to the castle twice more since, and they've actually actively left the castle, went to Garenham, saw the jerk, and left. So they know that, like, oh, by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 2 is kind of just falling out of their brains.
I honestly think that this red dragon killing J-Man could be a blessing in disguise, because it might encourage him to actually just go take a look at the basement there, and oh, never mind. It ended up beating the red dragon.
With 85 MP.
He's going to go find that basement.
J-Man is hale and hearty, tons of meta points, all the healing in the world, and the best gear in the game. If he dies, it's going to be a 10-minute long process of fighting dragons repeatedly.
Well, like I said, this is J-Man's race to lose, but the longer that he forgets that staff cave is right under his nose in the Tangible basement, the more opportunity he is just handing right on over to AmazingToaster to catch up. Because, I mean, we see here, AmazingToaster is officially in go mode. He has the rainbow drop in his possession. So, if he's able to claw back into this, then this could get interesting.
Toaster's big downfall is finding out where is coal. You can make do with large shield probably. That won't be a huge problem at the end of the game. But finding coal is integral, because you need to find that Urg's armor. The Toaster needs to stop looking at this flute area here, and go around and does that a map, and find that armor.
Well, we know that the search spot is no good for him. But yeah, finding coal could be huge, and that could really take a huge slice out of J-Man's advantage. I tell you what, while J-Man is wandering, and well, it appears that Toaster's kind of doing the same, let's take a look at some of the action that we've got coming up tomorrow for this. Tomorrow we have matches between Edgestream and Sigma Fan. That's going to be happening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Also at the same time, we've got a match between Kong Cakes and Tyrannex at, what would that be, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going to have a match between Moon Blaze Wolf and Ursine Dacier. At 11 Eastern, we're going to have Will Wagner Music versus Cdin Prov. Now, none of those... Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. That last one that I just read off there, the match between Cdin Prov and Will Wagner Music, you will find that right here on Randomania. And again, that is at 11 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow.
J-Man back on the right side. Toaster is down the southern end of the map. Ooh, has found the other side of that mountain range.
Alright, so he knows it's somewhere in this range. Not going to take the time to measure it out exactly. Just gonna kind of just check all around and see if they just stumble across it. Hasn't found it yet, but when he does find it, he is not going to be terribly hyped.
J-Man heads back home.
What is he going to do? Refill his magic points, okay. poor Gwendolyn sitting there in the swamp cave is like, hello, I can help you find where that is if you would just come get me.
I mean, I get the trepidation and the concern about it. And having a princess is a big responsibility.
Sometimes it's worth it, though. Oh man.
And Sage Choke the golem was patrolling around by the fairy flute.
Yeah, exactly. Ironic, isn't it?
Alright, another toaster. He's gonna find the flute and be not too happy when he spends all the time digging around and finds the toot flute.
Yeah, I mean, provided that he actually does. It could be a little further north, maybe further east. He didn't go east too far west. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, it's only 16 south.
we did. Yeah, so maybe he's too far south?
I think so. I think this whole spot here is a hair
Yeah.
too far.
It could be in that little peninsula above him. Who knows? Boy, he's really sinking a lot of time into this. I think he's got to see it through to the end.
In flash in second grade, Missy Modge's music class. Had to buy that super lower quarter and play hot cross buttons for like 2 weeks straight. No, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So we know the coordinates are 16 south, 22 east. I think he might be too far east at this point, now that I'm thinking about it. I think he wants to go around that peninsula that's right up there. That seems like it's kind of in the right spot. I think he's too far south. Like I said, he's investing a lot of time into this. And boy, it's really got to pay off for him.
Yeah, and there's no experience gain. He's running from the monsters. He's not gaining any points of this. He's not getting any gold out of this. It's just grinding the whole forest of dust, trying to find out where this flute is. But J-Man, meanwhile, has gotten a potential, walked in, brazenly walked in, talked to the old man, got his magic back, and walked back out. So J-Man is actively avoiding the harp cave.
Yeah, and he's probably gonna be kicking himself once, at whatever point he discovers / remembers that that's where the harp cave is. I'm sorry, the staff cave is, and he's just like, dang it, could have had it all along. Aha! Now, here we go. AmazingToaster has found the swamp cave. With all of the trouble that he had there with finding it, I'm guessing he's going to go get Gwaelin, and he is. Axe Knight is guarding her. This should not be too much trouble, especially with the Erdrick sword.
Definitely not. And the good news is that this is a good spot to grind, perhaps, as well. So Toaster might save Young Princess, get Tree Flute, stop back here, and vent on these Acnites for a while. The problem is not the Acnites. I know there are red dragons down here, I think. I'm pretty confident I see a red dragon in this cave. Jamie's nice relaxing snooze. Heads out again.
We have made Gwaelin so happy.
Gwaelin B is delighted. Yeah, Jamie has flat out lost the harp cave. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, Squall, we know that this is going to be a disappointment for Toaster once he gets his way to where he needs to go with Gwaelin and all of that stuff. But that's for him to discover.
Yeah, Toaster unfortunately is digging out the entirety of level 7 to find a not required wooden boomerang.
Wait. Did we catch a very quick glimpse of a Sparkover bridge on J-Man's side?
Yes, there's one I saw
Let's see
before.
if he goes north. Ah. Was hoping there would be one here.
Yeah, close to the east edge.
Wrong game, Fury.
I made the reference already. That's Toast's. He plays UNR. Level 7. Like, do I want to do level 7? Do I really want to dig out level 7? It's huge, it's annoying, it's full of whiz robes. Get to the very last room, they throw a boomerang at you. That's a Toast going to find out with the flute here. He's going to see this flute, be very salty about it.
Yeah, I mean, J-Man is just handing Toaster an opportunity to get right back into this, but boy, all of the time that he's just pouring down the drain to ultimately get the fairy flute is going to set him right back.
It's really unfortunate. The last race I saw was the same deal. It was, Sparkover came back and made advantage, and while she was going to get the armor, the other racer, oh dear, this is my memory being good anymore. Let's see. So I say that, no, she went for the two spots. There were two spots available. There was the mask spot, and there was the or the Hawk's Nest spot. Sparkover went to the Hawk's Nest spot, fought the enemy, got the armor. Other opponent, literally same time, like within 5 seconds, searches the ground, picks up the fairy flute. He's like, well, that's the race right there.
Yep.
One found the armor, one found the flute.
And it can be as simple as that sometimes. Boy, J-Man's still just wandering. The nice thing is that he's leveling up in the meantime. I'm seeing him fight a lot of stuff. Certainly the Star Wyvern is going to be is going to be worthwhile to fight. So at least he's accomplishing something. But ultimately he's wasting time by just completely spacing out on the fact that that staff cave is right there in the castle.
He's wasting lots of time, but there's almost the luckiest possible gift on their side. That as long as Toast is looking for this flute, all this time is basically time not spent.
Yeah, the one thing that he can hang on to right now is the fact that he has a 2,500 experience point advantage over Toaster, and once he kills this red dragon, that gap is only going to get wider.
And Toaster finds a blue dragon, which is going to attempt to sleep and kill him, and is now running in terror. So this pistol's not friendly. It's got golems, it's got dragons, it's got high-class enemies that are trying to kill you.
Oh,
and Toaster's trying to count my steps.
And the red dragons have heal more.
I was saying that before.
Oh,
we saw the baby breath before.
Yep.
And
a level up here. No attack power in that level up, but 8 agility and 14 hit points. Those aren't bad things. Neither player here has discovered the death necklace. So certainly with 137 and counting max HP for J-Man, the death necklace would actually be a really nice find.
It's certainly in play. Hopefully in Charlock Treasury, I'll take time to go there and find those extra 6 chests and see if you get lucky. But outside of that, and Garen's grave hasn't really been found either, right? I think J-Man hit Garen's grave top half of it. But yeah, so a few open chests remain in the world, but that would be a significant boost. HP to spare. Even after the necklace we put on, you'd have HP to spare like crazy. It's totally insane. Again, Toaster has never seen this side of the map that J-Man's on. So J-Man cannot find the harp cave. Toaster has not even touched or sniffed hide or hair of coal.
Yeah, I mean, Toaster just needs to branch out in new directions here.
There we go. Steps in the right direction. Wagons east.
You know, with all of the time that Toaster spent on the fruitless search there for the search spot. I gotta believe he thinks he's behind right now.
I would have to imagine, just because you found nothing out of it. Didn't even find the flute. You actually got there and gave up looking. So it's just kind of like, you didn't get anything done.
Yeah,
so it's really painful.
It might be one of those things where it might be one of those things where right now Toaster says, "I think I'm behind," and then he gets the fairy flute there, and he's like, "Well, now I know I'm behind."
Yeah, but Toaster simply didn't. I don't think he even found the flute there. I think he just gave up and went back home. So it's the point now where it's like it's got to be something else.
Well, I mean, that's curious because he took the time to actually rescue Gwaylin. So, I mean, if he's not... I mean, there's no point in doing that unless you are actually going to actively get the search item. So, maybe it's just on the back burner for now? I'm curious.
We'll see. I didn't see the item get picked up. Next time, if you go to the shop there, you can possibly see it, but no luck.
Alright, quick pit stop here for a Toaster.
Actually, J-Man trying to throw stop spells at these dragons to guarantee a kill.
Aha. Aha.
Closer.
Getting closer.
And now we're seeing J-Man's dragon fights get longer, almost by accident. Now J-Man's worried about the heal more being fired off during the fight. They're taking the time off to cast stop spell, which is costing them a few heal mores on their side and a great deal of time. Toaster gets wound around the wrong direction and is heading back west.
J-Man is just wandering lost right now. I wonder, I wonder if the more time that he takes just searching desperately for his turn-in spot, I wonder if he feels like he's behind.
Well, at least let's see, you're at an hour in, you're not quite in go mode just yet. At the hour mark, you look at the things like, okay, what did I miss? And this is a game of small map spaces again. Your viewpoint is so limited. Later games have the eagle eye spell to zoom the map out for you, but right now you have your 8x8 basically to look at, and if you happen to be 2 spaces off to the left and walk south right past it, you'll never see it the whole time.
Yeah, still just a massive experience advantage for J-Man. And again, with this red dragon kill, it's just going to get even bigger. It's going to be pretty close to $3,000.
Yeah, again, it's a point now that even if they both find all the gear and they start grinding, commit to a grind at the same time, Toaster will never ever catch up to J-Man at that pace. J-Man has to be lost and not grinding for Toaster to make any kind of progress towards matching up.
Ooh, let's see if
Alright, Toast.
J-Man can find a victory here. He has exactly 0 HP, so he's just got to hack and just hope that the red dragon dies before he does. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, it's not going to happen.
Ooh.
That is no good. But again, like I said before, perhaps this death is a blessing in disguise, because he's like, you know what? While I'm here, let me go take a peek in the basement, and if he does... oh, he's going!
There we go.
Oh, there we go. I'm wondering if maybe he mismarked it, if he wrote it down as being something different than it actually was. And that's why it's taken so long for him to find it there. That'll be an interesting thing to ask him once he comes in for an interview, but oh boy, is he going to be relieved to see what's going on here.
Well, I don't know, relief. There'll probably be 5 seconds of, oh, good, it's here. then a minute of like, why did I leave it alone for an hour? Alright, Toaster finds Cole as well, so both of them at the same time.
Oh my goodness! Things are starting to heat up, folks. We have people finding things.
We found the MacGuffins. Unfortunately, J-Man has MacGuffins and 3,000 more experience points, so we'll see how this goes.
Right, now I assume that he remembers where the jerk is?
Yep, Jerks and Garanham. So Toast has that taken care of already, I think. Yes. So Toast needs to find Charlock for a grind spot and get grinding. And J-Man has to find Garanham. There you are.
Alrighty, so in just a few moments here, J-Man will be in actual go mode, and we know that he knows where we know he's seen Charlock, and we are going to assume that he remembers where it is. Speaking of seeing Charlock, we are going to have Toaster going to be the first one to use that wonderful rainbow drop, inspired in Utopia, to get his way into Charlock Castle.
So Toaster banking on probably just going down there and trying to find Death Necklace. Trying to get there the first time. We're gonna grind. Never mind. We're going to grind the first floor and see what we get. Nothing, apparently.
Ooh, fun police right out of the gate. That is not what the Amazing Toaster wants to see.
Yep, there's a trail of fire going from him to the castle now. Maybe go back to that swamp cave and fight that Axe Knight.
Doing a little quick stat check here on J-Man's side, and I wonder what seeing that has made him think.
Yep. Survey says way too low.
Yeah, yes, Toaster does indeed have Erdrick's armor.
Yeah, so J-Man unfortunately despite tremendous hit points and adequate magic points, strength is not gonna cut it.
Yeah, definitely plenty more grinding in J-Man's future. So this will be interesting to see if a divergence in grinding strategy could help Toaster close the gap here. Because, I mean, we see here that J-Man has yet to obtain the rainbow drop. So, I mean, we saw how long it took him to realize / remember that the staff cave was right there in the Tantigel basement. There's no guarantee that he knows where it... Oh, did he already get the rainbow drop and I missed it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah, just don't listen to me. Never mind.
Just got it literally, yes, about 5 minutes ago. But again, so J-Man might grind in Charlock. If I'm J-Man, I dive the treasury, find that Dennis hopefully, and then hit the boss sprite, the spike tile, until they send me home.
Again, a dive here in the treasury I think is a good idea, because I'm guaranteeing that J-Man would love to find the Death Necklace.
And Toasty, again, is only behind by... It's a level. It's a huge experience point differential, but it's only one level.
It's 2,400 experience points.
Question is what you're gonna grind on. If Toaster goes to Hawk's Nest and fights the golem over and over again, it's dicey because the hit point total is so huge. And if you use a flute to keep yourself safe, it takes time.
Green dragons were a good find here on the first floor. However, knowing that they're with red dragons is probably going to be discouraging.
Alright, Toast in underground. Get Toast going to the Axe Knight.
Yeah, that's what we figured. Ooh, Star Wyverns are the first enemies that we discover here that have Dragon Lord breath. Not what you want to see when you are in Charlock Castle. Ooh, yay.
Good news is, J-Man has a really high agility, so the chance of being ambushed... Oh, sleep as well. Well then.
That is the wombo combo of enemy abilities. That sleep and then Dragon Lord Breath. Unfortunately, the Star Wyverns, when compared to some of the other enemies that you can find in here, are going to be on the low end when it comes to the experience they give. Only 105. I think the only enemies you're going to find in Charlock's Castle that'll give you less are the werewolves, and I believe that's it.
You're definitely the bottom tier, but it doesn't matter what tier you are when you have, you know, the capability of putting you to sleep for 4 to 5 rounds and doing, 40 damage per attack.
Yeah, he would definitely like to see a lot more of those green dragons and a lot less of those Star Wyverns. Well, now that he's on the 3rd floor, we're probably going to see a different... Oh god, Armor Knight's not much better. Especially without Hurt More, if he's just going to be grinding. So, this is definitely going to chew through those heal mores.
You see the difference here. That Star Wyvern is punching him for 2 damage, 5 damage. This Armor Knight's coming for 30, 25, 27.
Yeah, so basically the average between a Star Wyvern hit and a Star Wyvern Dragon Lord Breath. So, do you feel lucky, I suppose?
Yeah, Wyvern's doing hard math, is low dice, is high dice, it's fantastic. Armor Knight just like, I'm gonna split the difference and do 30 every time, and just starts swinging.
Yeah, that's a good point there in chat. With neither player having Hurt More, that really kind of handcuffs them when it comes to the speed with which they can mow through things like these Axe Knights. Man, I'll guarantee you, if Toaster had Hurt More, this grind would be going extremely fast because you've got a really good chance of one-shotting Axe Knights with a Hurt More. However, short of that, we're swinging our sword at least 2, but it's usually going to be 3 times to get these Axe Knights down.
Alright, J-Man, another level, no Hurt More. Hurt More is high at level 16.
Yeah, and I didn't see how much attack power he got out of that level, so that's going to be the most significant stat here.
Only 7. Decent gain.
Looks like it was okay. It was 7. I mean, at this point, when you're starving for them, 7 is actually a fairly good number to see.
It's a very good number to see. It's a good boost for any level, but it's still only at 104 attack power. So even with that necklace, it's 114, which is still well below your threshold for Dragon Lord feasibility. So, say you get a 114 if you're that crazy and throw the necklace on there. You're 114, so you're doing between 7 and 3 damage?
Yeah, the Death Necklace alone is not going to solve your problems, but it's certainly going to help you close that gap for what you need for that attack power. And with a max HP of 143, he absolutely has the HP to spare to use it. That is an obscene number, and it's only going to get bigger as he levels up at least... he's going to need at least 2 more levels, I'm going to say.
Wouldn't surprise me. But as we get deeper in, it gets easier. The first 2 floors had the Red Dragon, the Star Weapon, the Fire Breath, and the Sleep Spell. This floor seems to be all teensy Axe Knights that just want to swing their axe at you. So it's much kinder as you get deep in the Charlock.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the trap tile is in Charlock Castle as well, to see if maybe that's a viable grinding spot.
You also have to see that the Axe Knight is actually in the treasury. That necklace could be in Vanilla's sword, it could be in Garen's grave.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no guarantee the necklace is waiting for you down there in Charlock.
So what do you think, Seawolf? If they go into the treasury and they do not see the Death Necklace, and they're looking at that attack power total and it's leaving plenty to be desired, do they dip other places to try to find it? What would you say? What would you do?
First I'd cry.
Okay. Fair enough.
And then I'd look into Garen's grave I haven't seen. I've explored most of this map. It's got to be on the second continent somewhere. I've not seen a hide or hair of it. And I'd be afraid. I'm an hour and a half into a race. I'm almost there. My opponent is right behind me, probably. So I'm probably going to find I'm gonna find a boss tile and grind it. Like, there'd be Charlock's Tassel, there'd be back to the Swamp Cave.
Yeah, when you have the rainbow drop, do you feel like going to search for new undiscovered locations? That is a very, very risky proposition. Seeing these green dragons are very nice, though. He still has 2 rooms to go before he gets to the bottom of Charlock Castle, and now he's only got 1 heal more in the pocket. I don't know offhand how many herbs he's got in his bag, but he's got to make sure that he has enough HP to get there. Otherwise, that could be a big time loss if he has to go and dive that treasury. If he has to do a second dive just to get into the treasury.
In one case, that's true, but on the other hand, he's gained some experience points. Like, it's not been a loss. It's time's being spent. You can do it again. It's basically the same thing as Toaster Ranch does Accident over and over again. It's the same result with different, pictures on screen. Ooh, our Dragon Lord is a little ill today.
Ooh, an excellent move there. Giving him 135 free experience. Ooh, but the red dragon could make this interesting.
Yes, bottom floor again. So you have a first floor is very angry. Second and third zones are pretty tame, and the basement here, dragons are back.
Okay, striking out on the 4th, the 5th. Oh, there it is. The last chest that he checked had exactly what he was looking for. Okay.
I felt the blood pressure going up from here.
Yeah, when he opened up the 4th one and didn't see what he found, I just thought to myself, this isn't happening, is it? But he made us all bite our nails to the very end and found what I feel like he needed in order to get this done in a decent time.
Yeah, we're looking at the grind level. Getting close enough to next level that it's totally viable to go to. Yeah, just see the boss here. And next time, maybe come down here if the boss is squishy. Maybe come down here on purpose, run away a lot, dodge your fights best you can, and try and sneak in the Dragon Lord and, after gain a level real fast and sneak over and take him out. But we'll see, because even if he gains 2 strength next level, I'm still not going after Dragon Lord. I'm not going after him with 116 and 143 times 5x4. What's that now? So 30. I'm not going down to 102 and hit him for 9 damage at best. Real dicey.
Yeah, when you're on the low end of the attack power that you actually need to make the Dragon Lord fight viable, I'd like to have more than 12 maximum heal mores, which is where he's at right now with 97 MP. So obviously we're going to get more levels, so that number is ostensibly going to go up, but by how much?
Now Toaster has finished the grind of round 1. Is heading back down to the Swamp Cave for round 2. And the grind will be easier for J-Man if you have to go beyond 16, because Hurtmore will show up finally.
This is true, and J-Man is getting a very large number of green dragons, which is a great thing to see, because those we're going to dip into the herbs now. I don't blame him. Going to keep that. God, another green dragon. Wow. Going to keep that heal more on deck just in case it's needed for an emergency.
Level 16 has been found.
All right. 4 attack power, 6 hit points, 2 magic points.
I still can't do it. Yeah, between 9 and 4.
Yeah, Death Necklace is not going to rescue him at this point. He's definitely going to need more. Ooh, Trap Tile is an armored knight. I suppose if you feel like just dumping a bunch of hurt mores at it, you could try grinding here, but I don't think that's too wise.
Nope. Shield of the face, hatchet and junk. Go at the castle.
Alright, so the discrepancy in experience, you know, with all that stuff that's been going on, it's still about 2,400. So, J-Man, with the clear advantage, not only in experience, but with the possession of the Death Necklace. So, I think at this point, we can still firmly say that this is J-Man's race to lose.
Yeah, J-Man, if he has problems getting back to clean dives, if he has problems getting resources, God forbid you miss menu at the very last fight and have a problem. But, to lead like this shouldn't be a problem. And J-Man is blocking with determination, so I don't know if they're going right back to Charlock to grind and Charlock again, or they have a boss tile in mind they want to check out.
Alright, well, I tell you what, we are an hour and a half into this race here. Both of our racers are indeed in go mode, but let's talk about how they got here with the items that they needed. So the items that they needed for the rainbow drop, the Stones of Sunlight, those were found in the Tantegel treasury. The Silver Harp was in the Mountain Cave, which needed to be turned in right there in the Tantegel basement to get the Staff of Rain. Erdrick's Token was in Garanham's treasury, and we already saw where the Jerk Cave was, which was in the bottom part of Garanham. Erdrick's Sword was also found in the Mountains Cave. Erdrick's Armor was the search spot in Cole. We know that the search spot on the overworld was the Fairy Flute, just by process of elimination. However, neither player actually picked it up, though AmazingToaster did take the time to search for it for several minutes to no avail, but then also got Gwaelin, and then eventually just kind of surrendered that whole endeavor. So and that's where we're at now. Toaster is working very, very hard on this Axe Knight grind in the in the Swamp Cave, whereas J-Man has already done a full dive into Charlock, has found the Death Necklace, which he's going to need to supplement some less than desirable attack power, and now we're going to try to find... we're going to see if he's going to just do some grinding out here, it looks like. He's just going to be on the desert. He's finding a whole bunch of Axe Knights and Armored Knights and just going to try to work it that way, I suppose.
The bonus here is you're up by Cole, so once they, you can use Hurt More and blow things up and speed this up really fast, and then just run 5 steps that way and go to the end. So this is the benefit of not being a guaranteed Axe Knight armor every time, but you can refill your batteries much faster.
That is a wise play.
And again, while they're fighting the same kind of enemies repeatedly in the same kind of pacing, Toaster, no matter how fast he grinds, will never grind and gain on J-Man, because they'll be doing the same thing parallel. And also, Charlock is pretty close to this area as well. So once you're done with Cole, no grinding, cuttable, just go to the inn, go northwest, and head on down again.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Toaster is getting more consistent timing with his grind in that the time spent in between fights is basically nil, and he is closing that gap a little bit. And now it's down to just a little over 2,000. But I think at this juncture in where we're at in the seed, that's just too big a gap to make up. So, I mean, J-Man is definitely on the right track here.
I mean, they're at least 17. That's just unavoidable. Basically, comes down to if J-Man grinds up to a spot where they think they're good to go, and they go for a dive, and then they run to all the dragons and all the sleeps and all the problems. Now it's up to the hands of RNG to let them pass to fight Dragon Lord, who will be, set in stone. Dragon Lord's stats are pretty much well set. HP level variance in Dragon Lord 2, but the abilities and damage ranges are set in stone. The hazard of being outside, even the desert tiles, which have the highest encounter rate, it's not a guaranteed encounter. Alright.
There's level 16 for Toaster. He's going to get that. He's going to get that Hurtmore that is definitely going to accelerate his grind here, and he is not going to waste any time cooking these Axe Knights with it.
Yep. Now will Toaster go grind to the wall, or really?
Yeah.
Nope.
I saw that J-Man advanced to level 17, but I missed the amount of attack power. I saw everything else was 627, but I did not see the first value.
Not much, to my knowledge. I'm seeing they're at 72.
Okay, so it looks like it was 6, because the difference between the two of them is 6. So that gets into 114 attack power. Thank you, Math Girl. Death Necklace gets to 124, which means that he's going to be doing between 6 and 12 damage to the Dragon Lord. At this point, he has 13 heal mores.
If you do a clean dive.
Yeah, if you do a clean dive and you get some favorable rolls, I think it's a long shot. It looks like J-Man agrees with what I would be doing, which is grinding to another level.
The math is viable, but unfortunately, it's perfect dive, doubles, and if I didn't lose the HP, if I was doing that, if I had 151 base and didn't have to use my death to get that power, and I could absorb another punch per round of healing, and so be it. But losing the HP really cuts into that chance.
You know, another thing that shouldn't be ignored, that is going to be a little bit of the tiebreaker and the advantage that J-Man has, is that he has the Silver Shield and the Dragon Scale, to be honest, whereas AmazingToaster only has a large shield. So when it comes to getting those doubles, I mean, which is very viable with the high amount of HP that they have, then that could really help J-Man.
Yeah, the better gear is certainly powerful.
Yeah, and I agree with Zarnax there. I'm wondering why, unless he feels like that's the specific zone where he's going to find these knights here, is right there on those hills. Better off walking around on the desert because A, you don't get the slowdown from walking around, but B, the encounter rate, I believe, is slightly higher than it is on the hills, so it definitely makes sense to do that. Meanwhile, we have Toaster going right back to that Axe Knight spot. He is going to throw out Hurtmores to his heart's content until he runs out of MP.
Yep, so J-Man again wandering around here. Repel might actually be working against him now. Repel might be actually repelling even the Axe Knights. Given the increase in strength you just had.
Yeah, that's a curious place to find yourself, where Repel is getting rid of Axe Knights. I suppose if you weren't looking for them, that would be great. But if you are, then not so great.
Tells me a while, going back to work. Shay's going back in.
He is, and I mean, Toaster has been and he's just gonna grind here on the first floor. Although we have seen red dragons here, so this is kind of a curious choice. But certainly the wizards are easy to kill, especially if they're only gonna cast hurt. That's exactly what you want to see. But should probably note that experience gap has gone now well under 2,000, whereas it was up to 2,600 at some point. So don't sleep on Toaster just yet.
Yeah, unfortunately the ramness, like 135, steady over and over again, 130 over and over again, as fast as it's happening. Once you have these gaps, once you walk around the map 4 or 5 times for a fight, especially those fights here that can just kill you, like this Star Wyvern.
The one shot with the hurt more was nice.
The Dragon's great and all, but the Red Dragon now requires prep. You gotta stock spell it, you gotta keep healing, you gotta...
Ooh, that is not what J-Man wanted to do. I think he was looking for a heal more there, did a hurt more instead. Now he's gonna get sent back. This is more time that he's gotta walk. This is just what the doctor ordered for Toaster, because, I mean, in the meantime, he is just going to keep plugging away, and that gap is going to shrink quickly. So this just got a little more interesting.
Yep, the old heal less. I've done it a few times. The game's controls are a bit clunky sometimes. You're walking down caverns where you're doing your menus. Occasionally you get a stuck input, and yeah, you think you're going to heal yourself. You throw a fireball, it fades to nothing, and then, bad things happen usually. Toast hit 17 and is now at 123k. Yep, and 1,000 behind now. A quick run north to get to the town. Heal up real fast.
Boy, it's a good thing that J-Man had that cushion, because he is using it right now.
Now you're seeing the hazard of that flute trick, the whole trying to get that flute off the ground. That's about 10-15 minutes Toaster could have had back. And they've been, at his throats, it'd be neck and neck, if not toast ahead.
Yeah, that gap is now under 1,000.
Yep. And Toaster, chat point out Toaster has a lot of money. If Toaster spend time to find that silver shield, if it's in Garenham, on the way to Charlock, Toast can invest in the Silver Shield.
This is true. I mean, and I think you even mentioned earlier the very rare occurrence where you will get to the 14,800 gold that you need for the Silver Shield without doing a grind, but AmazingToaster has done it. And here he is in Cantlin. I'll bet he's going straight for it. Oh wow, this is getting spicy.
Alright, took an extra hour, but the shield's in hand.
Alrighty, let's get that silver, give him credit for that Silver Shield. And yeah, they are going, wow, this is, buckle in folks, we are, nothing has been decided yet.
Yeah, either racer is at the peril of one bad dive costing the race. If J-Man dives in early at 18 and gets chewed on by 2 Star Weapons and has to burn a few heal mores, just run back out and heal him. There's nothing else to it. Seeing the time investment of fighting the red dragons now, they're so much more scary. Like before, he was fighting them just like, okay, I'll swing, kill it, and good to go. And then I can't heal more on him once. And now J-Man, every time he sees one, he's gotta get stop spell.
Yeah, and they are not. Pardon me. They are not taking very kindly to the stop spell either. The resist is strong.
And we've not seen the actual spike tile for Charlock Dragon Lord. It could easily be. Ooh, Toaster going to.
Oh, and here we go. Toaster has found Garen's grave and is diving it. I guarantee he's looking for that death necklace.
This is truly unfortunate.
Yeah, just when we thought that Toaster, oh boy, now he's finding red dragons. Boy, if you wanna pile time loss upon time loss, that's what he's looking at here. Just when we thought that maybe Toaster was on track to creep back into this is going to set him back even further.
The Lily team is come and gone, but no power has appeared.
And it should be noted that the gap that was under 1,000 is now at about 1,400. So it is widening in J-Man's favor.
Yep, Toast was cast outside and left the cave. Toast is diving. Well, J-Man, I am 148. I am one level away again from killing Dragon Lord, and I am freaking out because I can't get that last bit of power. Alright, does Toast go full crazy? Sure does.
Wait. I'm putting the pieces of something together here, and I'll kind of bear myself in front of chat here. When I see people referring to the $250 chest in Charlock as far as which one they're referring to where they found it, is that a reference to the $100,000 pyramid as far as the structures, like the where the dollar values were? Because if it is, that is beautiful.
You bet it is.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I love it.
Nice.
Alrighty, so the dive into Garen's grave proved fruitless, as we already knew it would, but Toaster has made the discovery himself, and now is probably going to go back to the swamp cave. I would imagine.
Alright, let's see if Toast is going to do Charlock grind or do... Charlock is right over here, and Swamp Cave is all the way over there.
Yeah, meanwhile, in the time that Toaster just sunk into the grave, that experience gap is now well over 2,000 again, so... That was a crippling mistake to make. That decision is not going to pay off. Boy, the ebb and flow of Toaster catching up and then lagging back and then catching up and lagging back has been very interesting to see as we get pretty close to 2 hours in this scene.
Yeah, it's less mistakes. It's things that you know, like things that you can't know the outcome until you do them. It's it could have been that necklace. It could have been something awesome. It could have been fantastic. End up being a moot point. Like the flute spot could have been the armor, but it was the flute instead. There are things that you know are possibilities that it could be a flute, or it could be the armor. It could win the game, or it could cost the race. But you gotta try it. It speaks out last night with Z-Man, who totally spaced out and ignored the Tangible Treasury, while past it like 5 times, and still won the race, because nothing there was important. I will tease him out till the day he dies.
Alrighty, so... Toaster is now heading down in Charlock. I think he pretty much knows at this point that death necklace has got to be in that treasury. Or it could be the ultimate troll and be in the vanilla Erdrick's sword position, which would just... That would have to be... After what Toaster has been through with failing at the grave, not getting the search spot, that would just be extra steamy, but thankfully we know that that's not going to be the case.
Yep. No, in this case you die for the more chests. Like, it could be in that one horrible spot, but there's 6 chests waiting for me down the treasury, and I get there really fast. If I have to go to the crazy, crazy bad spot, I will. But until that's proven to me, I will go downstairs, I will kill monsters on the way and grind experience points, and find my vast riches in the treasury.
Ah, I see the judges table. Well, there it is. We see Toaster walking by it right now, but we won't see what it is, because once he finds a death necklace in the treasury, I really don't see a point for him going to that.
That name's all fancy. I call it the dot quit.
I'm sorry, you call it the what again?
The dot quit.
Dot.
No, once I actually had to go there, it was a, what was in there? I think it was actually the sword. I think the sword was in vanilla. You had to get the sword. Like, our strength is terrible. We have to get that sword.
J-Man choosing to grind just outside of Charlock, which is a curious decision. Those metal and just say, oh, those metal scorpions aren't going to cut it. He's going to, 17 power. Bingo!
Oh.
That is what we were looking for. Okie dokie.
Alright, J-Man will not go in.
Okay. And with 163 hit points, that death necklace is absolutely getting used even still.
Not going to the inn. Just turn your back around.
Yeah.
Plus you hold the floor.
Like, let's do this.
So Toaster might want to try diving right now, which is unfortunate and probably not going to work, because he's not getting a chance besides this. Toaster's played this game a lot. He knows the math. He knows the math here is terrible. He also knows it's 2 hours to the seed, and he's probably behind. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is a very, oh boy. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, if Toaster is going to win this race, this is how he's going to do it. He's going to make this roll the oh, but he's going to find. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's just getting to 18. Never mind.
18 is the same as it was.
Yeah. So if this gamble pays off, then Toaster is just going to essentially snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. But if this fails, it's going to take at least one wipe to the Dragon Lord by J-Man for AmazingToaster to win this. So it's all he's going all in on a draw. If for those of you that might understand poker lingo, so let's see if he hits.
That's all good, but the only wiping going on this side from 141 attack power is going to be Dragon Lord being used to wipe J-Man. Who's our boss? Armor Knight.
Yeah, you saw Toaster pause for a second there. He was thinking about maybe busting out some hurt mores, but I mean, if he's gonna go for it with Death Necklace strats here, those unfortunately are magic points that he cannot afford to give. But he gets through it pretty easily. Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, there's a bunch of herbs. We're not just gonna dive in. Alright, here comes the fun.
Seeing a hurt more, 2 hurt mores in a row from the first phase. That is not what we want. Oh, opting to use an herb and gets a stop spell for it. Oh, okay, here goes J-Man on the second floor, or on the final floor, I should say. Probably too far behind to catch up here. But we've got 9 and 10 so far. That's 19.
It's gonna be dicey. And honestly, the fight might take so long, J-Man might get to the Dragon Lord and kill it before Toaster's done.
29. 41. 51. 59. 66. Oh boy. Oh no, getting that green dragon on the tile right before Dragon Lord on J-Man's side. Oh boy, he's gotta hurry. He's gotta hurry. There goes the Death Necklace. Into the Dragon Lord fight he is about to go.
This may come down to the fact that Toaster saved the princess and cost him like 5 seconds for the ending.
Yeah,
Princess might cost him the race.
God, could you imagine?
I want a divorce.
Oh, another 6 there. That is really not what we need to see. He does have 5 heal mores left after this. I think it's going to be enough. Oh boy, both of them on the Dragon Lord fight at the same time, folks. This is exactly what we wanted to see.
I was saying before J-Man might do so much damage, it might just be as fast or faster. Like J-Man could end the fight before Toaster is done.
Oh, looks like we might get a double here for... oh, maybe not. Nope. Okay.
Not gamble.
Oh my god.
Oh, that would have killed him too. That would have been perfect.
All right, only one heal more left for Toaster here. Oh goodness, it's going down to the wire. There it is! He kills him! He kills him!
Toaster the madman, defying all
Toaster.
strategy.
Wow, he rolls the dice and it comes up big. He is going to walk in, talk to the king, and he is far enough ahead here where he is going to win. Oh, wow.
Yeah, looking at this race, it's going to be a crushing watch. It's going to hurt to see that one decision, anything that could have gone wrong, any ram kill, that death that he took by, J-Man took by accident, that Red Dragon and Charlock, and sent him back in. Any mistake made.
Amazing Toaster has done in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 0 minutes, and 11 seconds. J-Man has done with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 0 minutes, and 38 seconds. A gap of only 27 seconds. Oh my goodness. That was a phenomenal comeback. Oh God, I cannot wait to do this interview. This is going to be amazing, folks. Do not go anywhere. We're working on getting them in right now. Oh man, we're going to have plenty of questions for these guys.
You see, this even a nose of the grindstone. No, just the dedication to the grind there. Like, brought it back.
Holy cow.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, I am sweating right now. I need a cigarette. This is ridiculous. Wow, I don't know if I'm guessing that's probably our closest finish of the tournament so far, and that will probably stand for a good amount of time. It will probably get topped, I'm guessing, but it probably won't happen anytime soon.
Oof, super crazy.
Boy, for my first match ever doing commentary. Man, this did not disappoint. Woo, baby, this is fun.
He was all the time like, why wouldn't you write a word? It's so boring. You walk around, you press A a lot. Have you played Mario? Have you played other games? Like, trust me. A lot of games involve pressing A a lot, but trust me, this game has a lot of action to it.
And here we have both of our competitors joining us here, Amazing Toaster and J-Man. I want to start out by saying GD to you both. That was a fantastic race. And we're going to talk about some of the finer points of it here in just a second. But I'd like to start with you. Toaster. Let's start with the time that you spent looking for the search spot. Tell me about what went through your mind when you decided to eventually abandon that and then go to get Gwaylin.
I was just like, I thought I did the math right, and then apparently there was like one spot in there I didn't search, which was the right spot.
Well, I mean, you probably know by now that would have been the fairy flute. So
it was yeah. I picked it up eventually.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay. We didn't see it there on the tracker. Okay, so so you did eventually get it, and then we saw you dive into Garen's grave. Looking for the death necklace. When you didn't find it, what were you thinking at that point?
Time to dive the castle.
Alrighty. Well, let's turn this over to J-Man now. J-Man, you had a significant lead in experience throughout pretty much the entire match. Tell me about kind of what was your strategy going into what you were doing at the end.
Well, I figured out fairly early, not early on, but in the mid-game, probably about 90 minutes in, that I got lost for about 15 minutes trying to find the Staff of Rain Cave, and that kind of cost me. And I got a little lucky and found a good spot to do some grinding outside of Charlock, where it was just Axe Knights and AKs.
Yeah, we were talking about that plenty, about how you were wandering around. It seemed like you were trying to find it. Did you not know that it was in the Tantegel basement, or did you mismark it? What happened there?
flat out forgot it. I went in there once, and for some reason I thought it was in the cave in the north of the map, and that's why I went, even hit return like 3 times trying to retrace my steps, and totally forgot that it was in the castle.
Yeah, I forgot it for a little bit myself, so that's not. It's easy when that cave is in the back of Tanagel to forget it sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm sure you guys will want to go back and watch what happened here, but we commented on it plenty throughout the race. That J-Man had a pretty significant advantage, both getting equipment earlier, having more experience, more exploration. But what really slingshotted Toaster, you to the victory here, was the fact that you did the dive for the death necklace and the Dragon Lord fight all at once, whereas J-Man, you got the necklace, came out, did a little more grinding, and went back in. Now, you were a level ahead. You were 19. Toaster was at 18. So you definitely had the experience. Your Dragon Lord fight was a lot smoother. But, Toaster, tell me, in your mind, when you were making that play to go get the Dragon Lord with that attack power, how were you feeling going into that fight?
I knew I needed some doubles to get it, but the fact that I had 124 and 104 MP on Dragon Lord, I felt confident I could finish that fight, and I still had 1 or 2 heal mores I think left still. So, it wasn't as close as maybe I thought it might have been.
Yeah, you did have one. It was certainly a nail biter, and you were probably about halfway through the fight when J-Man started his. I absolutely advise you to watch the VOD of this. It was quite the show that you gentlemen put on. See, Wolf, you got any questions here for these guys?
Not really a question to say. We covered most of the details of what they wanted to, how and where they grinded. Toaster is Nose of the Grindstone in the Swamp Cave versus the Axe Knights and Armor Knights, but with possibly a little walk in between. And obviously, you got more experience points out of that grind because you were at a higher level, obviously. But I do want to say Toaster has performed the feat of hard grinding to a silver shield during a scene.
yeah, I was like, that was kind of my decision point. When I got to the 14-8, I was like, okay, turn it around. Let's go pick up that shield and do the rest of my grinding on the way to figure out where this death necklace is.
Yeah, we were all very delighted by the fact that you were able to do that without the gold grind. That was one of the things that put J-Man in a very early lead, was using the gold grind to get not only the silver shield but the magic armor as well. That definitely gave you a lot of strength to go out there and do the things that you did. But boy, this definitely was an exciting match, and I'm looking forward to a lot more matches like this, not only in tournament but from the both of you as well. So I had a great time here. I hope you folks did too. I would say at this point, Toaster, J-Man, any kind of final thoughts or words about what you just went through for the last 2 hours?
Boy, howdy, that was a slow start.
Yeah, GG, Toaster. I will make the joke of not all who wander are lost, but occasionally some of us are just lost.
All right, then. Well, again, Toaster, J-Man, GG to you both. Toaster getting the victory. You both had a great showing here, but it's just week 1, so there's still plenty left for you and for all of us. So thank you very much for putting on a great show. And I think with this, we'll probably start to wind things down here. Seawolf, any final thoughts? Anything that you wanted to say here before we say goodnight?
It's day 1 of the tournament, basically. Day 1 of the official on-the-ground tournament, and tomorrow's got almost races lined up. Wednesday's probably the same. Thursday's probably the same. Just races are piled up. Sit back, enjoy the good show. You'll see a bunch of good races. There'll be some oddball oddities. You'll see some hour seeds. You'll see some 3-hour seeds. Just appreciate the variety. We got a lot going on here, and everyone that's involved, they're dedicated behind the scenes, dedicated in the races. So you're seeing a community that really puts the whole show together.
Alrighty, fantastic. Well, I want to take an opportunity here to give a very special shout out to MathGirl718. They were our restreamer as well as our tracker and did a fantastic job. And I know that MathGirl had done restreaming for a couple of batches before this. So really putting in a lot of work to bring you matches, especially culminating with this fantastic one here. So special shout out to MathGirl. Thank you so much for doing that. Well, I tell you what, on that note, let's go ahead and wrap things up here. So on behalf of our restreamer and tracker, MathGirl718, my co-commentator, the Seawolf1, our two racers today, AmazingToaster and jman1865, to Randomania for allowing us to display this restream here, as well as all of the admins and the head folks at the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Vonnie Vaughn. It's been a fantastic pleasure to have all of you here. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We've got plenty of races coming up for you. Hope to see you all there. And until next time, take care, folks.